Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 18 of our Minnesota Twins rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 27. Last we left off, we began the month of July, had many divisional matchups that had, I would say, mixed results, but we did take 2 out of 3 from the Guardians and 3 out of 4 from the White Sox, which is huge. We currently sit 51 and 39, pretty good, tied with the Guardians atop the division, with the Detroit Tigers not too far behind. For our purposes, today we have the MLB draft is up first, and we have an off day too, thank God. So we don't have to worry about a game. I'm of the opinion that draft day should be an off day for all teams, but whatever. And then after that, we have 2 series before the All-Star break, 3 against the Orioles, 3 against the Angels. So my plan today, it's going to be a shorter video. We're going to do the draft. We're going to do just those 2 series, and then through the All-Star break to make sure nobody breaks. Pun unintended. And then next episode, we'll pick up right where we left off against the Yankees, Athletics, and Mariners in the ever elusive, ever foreboding trade deadline just a few weeks away. If anyone is curious, last episode, we traded away Brooks Lee to the Rays. So far in 12 games, he has 8 hits, he has a double, do an eye for himself, but unfortunately the slugging is quite a bit down. We'll see. If he's an everyday starter with the Rays, I think that's just more fun. Currently, they're playing him mainly at second, which was our move. And as you can tell, didn't go great. But we wish him the best of luck in the wars to come. I should say, whoops, I can spell my own players' names. Cody Clemens, who last episode we traded to the White Sox. So far, he's only played in 9 games, started 7 of them, and doing horrendously for them. But, we'll see if he gets more playing time down the stretch. Unfortunately for him, the White Sox and us are in similar positions with our lineups where we don't have that much wiggle room, I say, and then I heartlessly steal Chase Mydroth from them. All right. So let us talk the draft. Before we do, though, quick recap of our prospect pipeline. We have 6 top 100 prospects. However, of those 6, only 2 of them are above high A. So it's not a, the help is on the way kind of situation. If you just kind of eyeball the positions, I think we're pretty pitcher heavy in terms of our top guys, but a lot of those pitchers are lower in the minor leagues. We only have 2 pitchers in AAA for our top 26 prospects. One of them is Andrew Morris, who, as we've often discussed, has 1 good pitch and probably isn't good enough to play in the major leagues, but you never know. And then the second being John Klein, who I think is destined more to be a reliever, but, could be a decent guy to get called up. The problem for a lot of these guys is just that, I have Mick Abel, Joe Ryan, Pablo Lopez, Taj Braley, and Zebby Matthews. Meanwhile, Framber Valdez is on the IL, as is Connor Prelip. So there's only 5 spots. But that's kind of where things stand. I think in terms of needs in the organization, positionally, I think there's 2. One is obvious, and it's catcher. We have Eduardo Tai, who is in AAA this season. I doubt he's going to be a September call up. He is currently unhappy about his performance, the team record, and the team chemistry. So I might honestly call him up to save him from the just swamp that is the St. Paul team right now. The only other catcher down on the list is Jose Gorostia, who is not very good. Other than that, it's a pretty barren list. I did draft Brady Murrieta last year. If any of you watched my Colorado Rockies rebuild, you'll recognize Brady. He became a backup catcher for us for a few years there toward the end of the franchise. I like Brady, but he's what you want in a backup. He's great defensively. He's a leader. Like, that just fits. I've been debating, and I think single A is still too tough for him, so he's going to stay there in rookie ball until we need him. So, all right, without further ado, let us get into the draft. I think we're looking at catcher, and then we're looking at corner infielders for college, because Willie Estrella, he's 17. Quentin Young is 20, but if you look at his profile, like, I can't call this dude up to Double A anytime soon. He would get destroyed. So he's definitely many, many years out. Definitely a third baseman, though, with a 65 arm. So we're happy with that. And then the other AAA guy, or excuse me, third base guy is Matt Puntanowski, who is great, but his financial ambition and lack of leadership quality makes me very nervous if he ever gets up to our level. So let's look at the draft. So we pick number 24, which is, again, hilarious that we made the World Series with what was effectively like the 11th best record in the majors. I do have a trusty little draft board here, little notepad that I made myself, not essentially only for guys I'd want to take in the first round. So I'll go through that really quickly, just so we're all on the same page. Firstly, and this is, I don't know why this happened, but for whatever reason in the draft pipeline, it's including players that were taken in last year's draft. I don't know if that's just a bug that's going to be there every year, or it's specific to this year since there are still real players in this thing. I don't know. I just thought it was odd. In terms of mock draft, the player mocked to us is third baseman Mike Grady, who is on my draft board list. He is a high school, definitely third baseman. He has no turn double play ability and a 60 arm. That's a third base. Very good power. The BABIP is probably a little worse than is currently scouted, and the contact is about the same. So I wouldn't hate it. However, I don't think we're going to take him because he wants $10.5 million. And, where the slot for our pick is 4.9 million. So something tells me he will not be selected by us. So let me really quick just go through the players that I have highlighted. And let's start with the pitchers, which makes my decision to unsort from that a little silly. So looking at some pitchers here, and this is in no real discernible order. Nazir White. So Nazir White is going to be very, very good. Problem is, we don't know if his control is going to be maxed out in 75, and we don't know like if his stuff is really at 80 or if it's like a 60. However, he's got two great pitches right now. He has 75 potential, which, our overall scouting is very high. So we know that part is real. What does kind of concern me is as we've scouted him over the course of the season, he has got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So that does worry me. However, and this is, again, if you watch my Rockies rebuild, I did this a couple times. If we want someone to just play on the Twins like next season, Nazir White is the guy. I could throw him in AAA right now and he'd be fine. So I like him. I don't know if he's going to be our pick, but he did great in college. Draft league so far, 11 outings ain't nothing. He's only allowed 3 hits, 3 walks, and 22 Ks. Like, he is very good. The question is, how good? So Nazir White, I like. And that is actually the only college reliever on my list. Funny enough. Cade Townsend. I don't think I'm going to take Cade Townsend. However, I could be sold on him because either he is a high stuff starter with 4 really, really good pitches, 2 of which would be elite, or he is a long reliever that can get me 2 innings like every 4 days, and we're okay with it. College numbers were pretty good. BABIP is a touch high for college. You're getting 300 in college. That's a touch high, but no real issues other than that. I think our big concern is obviously the control accuracy is low. So it could mean this could be like a 55 potential, or it could be worse. Something to keep in mind. That's Townsend. Willen Moss. Unfortunately, Willen Moss is one of the prospects that we were not able to finish scouting. I think there were, 12 players that we weren't able to get a full scout of in time for the draft, which is objectively on me. I waited too long to get the second or third, I should say, scout in. I really like Willen Moss. I don't think he'll fall to us. Because, look at him. He's got 2 pitches with 70 potential, the changeup at 65. Movement is a problem, but it didn't lead to that many walks. Ks were good in college. Is he a reliever? Probably. But again, if we want somebody that can play, like if I were to throw him in AA right now, he would do fine. And he's only 21 years old. So that one is something to think on. Next is Blake Hitchens. So Blake Hitchens is essentially if I want a Zebby Matthews replacement. He's definitely a starter. Let's get that out of the way. His stuff ain't great. He's going to have 2 good pitches. However, he could be really good. We have average accuracy on his control and movement, both of which put out at 70 plus. We know his stuff is bad, but the risk with taking a guy like Blake is if the control and movement are worse than we think, he doesn't have that stuff to fall back on. But he could be a good option, I think, if we want to kind of prepare ourselves for a world where we might lose like Zebby Matthews or Mick Abel. Joe Ryan is 2 years away from being gone. So those are things to consider. I think Blake Hitchens is a more risky play, but still could be pretty good. Dylan Valentis. So Dylan Valentis is my, I think, break glass in case of emergency pick. I'm not going to take him in the first round because I don't think he's a first round prospect either way, but he is a reliever. Let's get that out of the way. He only has 40 stamina now. His control is not good. We have high accuracy on that, but we know his prevent BABIP is pretty good. His movement's going to be okay. The concern is the stuff. We only have low accuracy on that. So I think Volantis is fifth on that list of the five college pitchers that I ran through, but could be a good option, especially if he falls in like the second or maybe third round, but that might be a little shaky. All right, high school. So there's a billion high school relievers with high potential. We don't need, or excuse me, high school pitchers with high potential. We don't really need high school pitchers. Like we have enough of those. But I did highlight two guys that I think could be interesting. One is Andy Hedrick, who is a reliever. He only wants slot. He does not want additional money, which is nice. And we know his control is really good. We know his prevent BABIP is good. We think his movement's good. Very low accuracy on stuff is annoying. But, I mean, if it's right, he's got, let's be frank, it's not right. But even if the potential is 65, 70, it might be worth it to take a swing at a guy. And, he's only 18, but like if I were to put him in like the California League right now at 18, and he just turned 18 a week ago, he would crush. So he's pretty young, but he could be in double A in, I don't know, maybe a year and a half. Like that would not be outrageous. He'd be a double A at like 19, 20. So that's one to keep an eye on. We'll see if he falls to us. It would be nice. And then the other high school pitcher I'm looking at is Tim Alberts. His control might suck, or we might be surprised and it's good. He's got two elite pitches. His fastball is a potential 75. He has 65 stamina, which is gorgeous. And we know he is never going to allow a home run ever if he hits his potential. Pretty good. 19 years old. Similarly to Hedrick, like if I put him in single A right now, he is the best pitcher there. If I put him in high A, he might still do really well. And then if I call him up to double A, he's going to get shellacked. So he could be a fast riser. The problem with him, and you may have already seen it, is he wants $11 million. We can't really afford that. If it gets into like the second round or the third round and no one's taking him, we might consider a swing. But at the moment, we're good. Those are the pitchers. Now let's look at the top batters we're looking at. First, let's start with college. Very simple. This is a terrible class if you want college bats. There's only 3 players with a potential of 60 or higher. 3. One of them is currently injured. Ryan Malloy, I really wish I knew this gap power, because if it's bad, like his power and his eye, I don't think we take Malloy, because the contact is all good. Defensively, I love him in the outfield. Infield, pretty good. I wish, like, he's kind of got an awkward profile. For a third baseman, the turn double play is essentially irrelevant. His arm is great, but his range of a 40 is really bad for a third baseman. If you put him he can't play second because his range is bad and his arm is going to be wasted. And similarly with short, you could put him at first, but then what's the point? So he really is only destined for the outfield unless that range improves. My other issue is if you look at his draft league numbers, they just weren't that great. He had 3 doubles in 27 games, which leads me to think the gap power sucks. He had 5 home runs, so again, there might be something to the power there, but we know its potential is a 35. He struggled to get on base. I'm not too sure. We'll see if Malloy is even there. And then Cholowski. who in real life is probably going to be like the second or third pick in the MLB draft. In game, the Giants drafted him pick 4 and then failed to sign him. So he got another year at UCLA and did a little worse, must be said, but overall great numbers. Cholowski is the pick if he falls to us, like bar none. We know exactly the player he's going to be. He's going to have great power. BABIP's going to be nice. He's not going to strike out a ton. Defensively at short, he is a rock star. He's a loyal man. We like it. If he falls to us, he is the pick. I don't think he will fall to us. But if he does, we have shortstop locked up for the entirety of the save, essentially. I could put him right now in high A, and he would do okay. So if he falls to us, he is the pick. I don't think he'll fall to us. The third college bat is a second baseman, Diego Garcia. I think the problem is the accuracy on him just isn't great. Like, we know the power in the eye and the avoid K is all real. Contact could be bad. Gap power could be bad. He had 3 doubles in the draft league, 4 home runs. He had a triple. I like him. I just don't like him as much as the other 2 guys. And he only has a 30 infield arm, which means you're playing first base, dude. So defensively, he's not that great. All right, high school players. So obviously, behold this magnificent list of top high school bats. One I want to highlight is the catcher, Jake Gillespie. Gillespie, excuse me. I think he is a better catcher than Brady Murrieta. If I compare the men, I misspelled his name. Sorry, Brady. That's what I get for trying to type fast. So if I compare the men right now, potential wise, Jake is better. If I compare their defensive ratings, I think Brady's got a little bit of more blocking ability. But rating wise, they're identical. I like Gillespie. Unfortunately, we know he has no power. He doesn't have much eye, but he's going to hit for contact. Defensively, he's really good. I like him. He's also a high school senior that wants no money at all. He wants $650,000. I consider him the top catcher in this class. In reality, Andy Quiroz would be nice, but we have no accuracy on him. Similarly to who's the other guy? Oh yeah. Similarly to Cody Ash, like, we know the bad stuff is bad, but we don't know how good the good stuff is. Like, that's really the only thing keeping me from taking him, because he has a 65 arm. And then, if you want middle infielders, let me tell you, Eric Meckley, I have a feeling all of these are like going to be a -10 to what they are in reality. But my God, the man had an 1800 OPS in high school. There's a reason he wants $10 million. That'll play. Mitch Oatley is a player that, again, he wants 11 million, but he might be worth 11 million. He's not a shortstop with these defensive ratings. He's probably a second baseman, maybe even a first baseman. But my God, he probably has 80 power potential and 80 gap power. That'll do nicely. But that is what I'm looking in terms of. Yeah. That's where I'm at in terms of prospects. I think we have some clear guys that we like. However, we pick 24th. So decent chance a lot of the guys I just ran through are off the board by the time it gets to us. So let me save really quick. God, that 5 million slot in year one might kill us. All right, we're going to start the draft. I'm going to auto draft the first couple picks just to see. Yeah, Oatley just went. Lol. Oh, there goes Andy. There goes Eric Meckley. See, that's why I didn't even bother writing those guys' names down. Oh, there he goes. Twelski went at 11 to the White Sox. There's their Chase Mydroth replacement, who we just traded for. I'm only going pick by pick for the first round here. But so far, oh, Tim Alberts went. So there goes our potential high school reliever, probably. Which at that point, you're taking a. Yeah. Did I miss Malloy? No. No, I thought I was blind. All right. So the only players on our draft board that went were Cholowski, which we knew, and then Alberts, the high school arm. So now we have a bit of a conundrum here. So the scouting recommendation wants me to take Brian Wisman, who wants 2.4 million, and I know nothing about. Nice to know. My scouting director is on it. All right, let's go back to our list really quick. So if we want the college bats, then Ryan Malloy is the one we go for. I don't know if I love Malloy, though. I don't know if I love him. I think he's probably destined to be an outfielder and a heavy contact one, but I don't know if I love him. So I think we may pivot. All of the top catcher guys are still available, including Gillespie, but I don't think he should be our number one draft pick. I think we're going to go pitching. And now the question becomes, do I take Hedrick? I think that's really the only question right now is, do I go Hedrick or do I go a college arm? Because the college arms are varying degrees of good. Hedrick is the high school arm that, I'm a little afraid of. I wish we had higher accuracy on his stuff. That's the problem. I think I'm kind of leading no right now, but we'll see. All right, college arms. So Nazir White, again, if we want the guy that will play in our Twins bullpen in like a year and a half, it's Nazir White. Full stop. End of sentence. I don't know how much I love that idea, but it is an idea. We're not taking Volantis since all of the other college guys are there. So that option is kind of out the door. Man, I like Blake Hitchens. I'm just so scared with Blake that, like, if the control, let's say, is a 60 and the movement is a 55, he's not going to work out because his stuff is terrible. So I think at this point, with the other guys available, it's too much of a risk. I like Blake Townsend and his stuff. I'm kind of talking myself into like Nazir White or Wyland Moss. I mean, Wyland Moss, we know exactly who we're getting, which is a guy with 2 near max pitches. The changeup is elite. Movement, probably not going to be anything special, but his control could be really good. I think the pick might be Wyland Moss. I think it's Wyland Moss. I think he's going to be our pick. I think for me, it's between him and Nazir White. And I think, unfortunately, for Nazir White, it's a tough one. It is a tough decision. I'm just so worried that the control is not going to be good. I think we're going to take Wyland Moss. I think he's the pick. We are going to meet his demand. We're broke. God help us all. See, all of the extra time I spent off stream finding like the quote unquote under the radar high potential guys is paying off because none of them are getting drafted. Yeah, it looks like the game is going really high school heavy, which is fine for us. Oh, there went Townsend. Nazir White is still on the board. Oh, Blake Hitchens out. Okay. So we have options again. Wow. No one is it. Dylan Volantis is still available. That's actually kind of crazy. All right, let's go back to our list really quick. So let me get the whole list really quick. Hedrick, White. Let's just compare those two. So right now, White is obviously better. He's also 4 years older. Potential wise, Hedrick is going to have better stuff, which is, I'm essentially trading a fastball for a sinker, and then White is a slider, curve, and then yada, yada, yada. I don't know if Hedrick is. God, I wish I knew that control. I really wish I knew that control. We could take him. My fear with taking him is if like Malloy and Gillespie go, we're kind of in trouble. The stuff we know is very low for Hedrick also. But it's similarly here. Yeah. He did really well in draft league though. That's not nothing. I think we're gonna take Nazir. I think this could be a linchpin, a moment where we look back on it. We're like, yeah, that was a mistake. So we'll see. And we pick fairly soon after. Oh, there went Hedrick. Mets. Fair enough. Oh, there went Gillespie. The White Sox have now taken two of the guys on our list. All right, so Malloy and Volantis at the moment are the only two players left. Wow, Musa got taken. He fell far. Oh, Volantis just went. All right. Well, we got close to getting Volantis. I think now. Man, there's so many. How is he in the draft pipeline? Oh, we only have average scouting, so his potential is probably a lot better. It's like, how is that guy there? All right, let's go batters. Let's go back here. So, I mean, Ryan Malloy is the pick, right? Like, all we know is that his gap power is probably like a 50, but he's going to hit for contact. He doesn't really have a defensive position in the infield, which is annoying, but outfield, check. Good contact guy. He's about to be 22 and he's not that great. Like, I could put him in high A. Double A might be a stretch. I like Malloy. Think that's our pick. Think we'll go Malloy. I listen. I'm tempted to go one of the top 80 potential catchers, but we just don't have that great accuracy on them. Like Edgar Castro is probably pretty good, but his catcher arm is a 45. He has no power whatsoever. Like, I'm good. I think we're going to take Malloy here. All right. So we got top three picks, all guys on our initial draft board. Pretty good. And we went college. Going college 3 out of 3 is a bit awkward, but you saw my prospect pipeline. All right, so that's everyone on the draft board gone. What a beautiful list. The majority of it crossed out. I'm pretty bummed that Tim Alberts went when he did. I think that's the only one that I'm a little annoyed. Like, he went 18. He went so much earlier than we thought he would. I thought he'd be there. But alas. All right, draft board done. Get rid of it. All right, we'll sim to our pick. Good God, Castro is still there. Nobody wants this dude. I mean, I don't want him. His arm is a 45. Like, maybe I train that up, but I don't think. I mean, listen, it's the fourth round. We could always take the flyer on him. Yeah, Bianucci, I just know nothing about. We could always take the flyer. Honestly, yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. We'll stop the fall. We'll take the flyer. I think I'm happy enough with my first three picks that we can be good. And we've also saved money on Nazir White. So if another high school guy with insane demand falls, we can have some fun. Oh, Keelan Namala got drafted. Nice. All right. So we've gone starter, reliever, outfield, catcher. I think now we're gonna look at infielders. Yeah, and this is when our accuracy kind of tapes off a little bit. Pat White. I could put him at short, but he probably wouldn't be great. So I think he's probably a second baseman. The gap power is real. The BABIP might be a bit worse, but that's okay. Okay, speed. I don't hate Pat White, but he's also like, he's 18 and has 25. Like, he's never, like, that is a project pick in all actuality. Who was the other very high we had? Tom Eden. Nope. Nope. Sorry. Listen, dude, you can't play defense. If these were high and I knew his ratings more, I think I'd be in. But I think I'm out. Good God. His arm is a 25. Oh boy, what do they teach these guys in high school? You're committed to MSU. You think Big Ten baseball's? Come on. Now, Brandon Vasquez. He's an outfielder with a terrible arm, so probably DH. No, no, no. I talked myself out of that so quickly. I think Pat White is the pick. Ooh, Miles Bailey. Do we take the big name? Oh, he's terrible in game. Is his injury in the game? No. To be clear, his broken leg is not in the game. Really? Now, listen, he suffered a season ending injury like 2 weeks ago, so he's not going to have that many stats in real life. What are his stats right now this year? 2026. Yeah, the man has a 913 slugging in real life. What? I'm insulted on Miles Bailey's behalf. You're telling me with a straight face, come on, game, what are you doing here? And he got 2 years. This is upsetting. I'm upset. But yeah, I think the pick is Pat White, and we accept the fact that probably a second baseman or a third baseman with not so great of an arm, which I think is fine. I think either of those are fine. All right, next. No one wants Bianucci. Yeah, no, surprisingly, no one has taken the guy with 55 potential at high school. Okay. I think now it's kind of just BPA. I need a high school arm. I should balance this out a little bit, I think. All right, so I'm not taking Bianucci. Let's just be clear. I don't know anything about him. He could be terrible. Like that's too risky. I know he has 80 potential, but come on. Oh my god. How do you have his potential is a 75 and we know he has like 35, maybe 40 control and similar movement. How good is his changeup? It's probably best in the country. Mm, I don't hate Bell, but if the movement dips any further, he could get eviscerated. Steve Elmore was one of the guys that we didn't get finished scouting before the draft, which is a shame because I'd love to know that stuff number. But I mean, hey, he could have 3 elite pitches. Control is going to be above average. Movement might be a bit where I don't know. I think there's too much unknown, I think, with Elmore. But that's going to be true for a lot of the guys down here. Case in point. If I go to individual pitch rating, will it tell me? No. Dang. I wish it told me how much they were scouted. That'd be a nice little time save. Yeah, I think right now, unfortunately, we're getting into the weeds of the guys that we don't know much of. Ooh, Paul Wing. He's 17. He's going to be 18 before the season's over. I mean, the home run allowed is probably like a 50, but we know the control's real. The stuff is good. He's definitely a reliever, obviously. Extreme fly ball is a bit scary at target field, but I mean, I'll take it. He's not going to kill you with velo though. His potential max velo is a 96. But think I like Paul Wing. I've also realized I've been looking at the wrong list. Whoops. Paul Wing. There he is. All right. Next. At what point do I just take Bianucci to see how bad he really is? At what point does curiosity get the better of me? All right, now I think we're going just BPA. Just full BPA that we have decent ratings of. I think we'll look at bats next, just to get that list sorted. I mean, Jackson Walker is the litmus test for how much do you care about good defense and speed. The BAPIP being very low is upsetting because if that's like a 55 or less, then good lord, he's got really nothing to fall. Because unfortunately, we know he has no power, very little gap power. Contact BAPIP, no, 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 no. Miles Bailey is still there. Should I take him to see if I can just develop him into something good? I'm so upset that his ratings are that bad. That's actually annoying. Yeah, we're getting into the weeds. Jeff Walker is still available. What do I know? I know his eye is bad. His gap power is bad. His avoid K is really, really good. But he has no defensive ability whatsoever. Like the power could be a 45, the BAPIP could be a 50, and the contact could be like anything. I don't think that's worth it. Eden already looked at, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't hate Eden, but it's a similar problem where he can't play defense. And, he probably has like 50 to 55 in most of his stats, but that doesn't move the needle that much. Well, this is a fascinating profile. Everything is very low except his avoid K, which we know is good. He only hit 3 home runs in high school, so the power is definitely correct. No, I need to. You know what? I'm taking Miles Bailey. I'm going to see if I can make him work. We're going to try. We're going to fail, but we're going to try. And be clear, I am aware we're going to fail. But I want to give it the older shot. Bianucci is still available. Either he's actually this bad, or the game knows that he wants a bajillion dollars. And that's why no one's taking him. Like, those have to be the only options. RJ Cope, I mean, maybe. What were his hitting ratings? Can I see? I don't think I can see the accuracy on his hitting ratings because he's showing up as a pitcher right now. I mean, no. Like the simple answer is no. He doesn't have any good pitches, so the movement is irrelevant. And then offensively, looks like he has good amount of power, but rest of the bat isn't there. Could have been a fun little 2-way, but I think not. Good lord. Ooh. Nah. Low. I mean that could mean the control is better. It probably doesn't, but it could. Yeah. Not many guys down here in the depths are gonna move the needle, unfortunately. And then there's Bianucci. The rat. Yeah. All right, we'll go back up. I think Javi Ramirez might just be the pick. He's going to want a decent amount of money, but we know the stuff is good. We know the prevent BAPIP is already good. And so we're just going to have to make a pretty big dice roll that control doesn't plummet to like a 40. If it does, he might be destined for a relief role, but it's not the end of the world. He's not going to kill you with Velo either. I think we're going to go with Javi Ramirez and just see what happens. That's just kind of where I'm at. Ruben Morin, I don't know enough. Paul Foot, I know literally nothing. How do I have average accuracy, but everything very low? Make that make sense. Ooh! Jim Parsons, not to be confused with the actor. The 80 control is very low. I got excited for 2 minutes. Oscar Pampa. High school reliever. I mean, this might be worth a look. The stuff accuracy is low, so there is a chance that it's higher than we think. Movement is an issue, but the control is real, prevent BAPIP's real. But he only has one good pitch, and it's not even that good. I think we take him. I'm going to take Pampa. Is this a mistake? Maybe, but we're going with it. How much money could he possibly want? What pick are we in right now? 10? Screw it. We're going to see. We're going to find out how much money he wants. It's pick 10. We might as well take this shot. Gabe Rath, though, I'm not going in on. Like I'm too scared. I am freely admitting I am too scared. Ledbetter is still there. There's a reason he's still there. Tom Eden is still there. I mean, in terms of accuracy on ratings, I'm not going to do a lot better at this point. He's positionless, but, let's be frank. At this point, we're taking him for minor league help, which that's fine. All right. I think that'll be it draft wise. Let me sim to the end of the draft. We'll see if the AI did anything crazy. All right. Okay, cool. Oh, wow. He signed? Oh, no. He's really bad. The problem wasn't the money. Oh, no. He's probably really bad. But hey, let's all savor this moment where he has 80 potential. Let's savor it. It is going to come crumbling down. All of these, oh God, I'm so scared. I'm scared. It might be fine. All right, let's go through the rest. So everyone signed except 1 through 5, which is honestly a higher success rate than I would have thought. All right, so Paul Wing we get. Let's get a scout report on him. I mean, I like him. My obvious concern is, if his control dips or movement dips, then good God, buddy, you better not miss. But get him in the building. Miles Bailey, this was purely because I know how good he is in real life, and these ratings insult me. So let's have some fun. Similarly to when we took Henry Davis. Javi Ramirez, obvious scouting report on him. I like him. I hope he can stick it as a starter. If he can't, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. Bomba. Let's get you signed, sealed, delivered. And then Bianucci, we already looked at. Tom Eden is in. I just saw what the AI did with their first pick. I just saw what the AI did. They took Wrath. Sure, whatever. Fine. Fine. I mean, it didn't cost us anything, but I can't believe they've done this. All right, well, we have Wrath and Bianucci, so and they took Ruben Morin. My scouting director, his auto picks clearly were just swinging for the fences every time, come what may. And I respect it. And he took Diamello. Oh, brother. I mean, Diamello fell to the 18th round, which is kind of scary. We'll get Hallfield added. I think that'll be it. Yeah. All right. So we have pending offers for everyone. We are under slot for Moss and White. We're above slot on Malloy and Pat White. I think that's fine. That is fine. All right. Let us. Okay, cool. None of those guys went anywhere. All right, let's just sim one day. Rifle through a bunch of the reports. Castro has signed. All right. I mean, defensively, he leaves a bit to be desired, especially with his arm. However, offensively, like, you're going to be hard pressed to find a better catcher for what we need. I'm going to have him start in single A, and I'm going to lock him there for a little bit. Because I just, can he or can he not crush? All right, these guys I don't care about their draft reports. All right, so now we're going to actually get into some games, he says, an hour in. As we do. So we're still waiting on 1, 2, 3, and 5 to sign. All right, let's kick it off against the Orioles. Joe Musgrove on the mound for them. Mick Abel for us. I'm going to make one change. Jose Fermin is going to take second in place of Owen Miller. I'm going to give him a spell. I have a feeling Owen Miller is going to be off the team in 2 weeks at the deadline, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll see. He could always be a backup. But at that point, I'd rather play Fermin or even Soto, who's in AAA right now. And a strikeout to get us started. Thank you, Mick. That was the slowest throw animation I think I've ever seen. I am not going to run on Baseo. No need as Luke Keeschel hits it to center. That moves Jenkins to third. See if Matt Wallner can get a 3-run shot. He tried. It didn't work, but he tried. And Buxton pops it up. Yep, that's my 3-4 hitters popping it up to the infield, folks. And a wild pitch scores Jenkins. All right. That makes it a little bit better for when Royce Lewis inevitably strikes out. And he flew out. Well, 2 runners on, no outs. I think you hope to score more than one, but so be it. Oh, Pete Alonso solo home run. And now Tyler O'Neill's on second. All right. That was a questionable decision with Tyler O'Neill with no speed on second, but sure. And Jeremiah Jackson lines out. Very good. We go to the bottom of the second. Trey Morgan, swing and a miss. Adley Rutschman, who we offered a contract extension to last episode. At the moment, he has not signed it. We hope he does because we have 0 plan at catcher next year if he doesn't. And Mydroth grounds out. To end that, come on, Fermin. And he grounds out. Never mind, he gets a board off the error. Yikes. Gunnar Henderson. 12 errors on the season. That's rough. I'll take that trade to get Jose in scoring position, especially with Luke Keeschel with his second center field hit. I am not running. There's only 1 out. Let's be smart about this. And Matt Wallner hits it deep to right. Caught. No, I'm not running on a great arm. I might live to regret that. Oh, they hit Buxton. Don't be hit. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. All right, we're okay. Royce Lewis hits it up to right. Caught by Yankeel. Nothing doing. Though we threaten, we do not score. Uh-oh. 2 on. Nate George with his bajillion speed. All right, let's get David Festa warming up in case Mick can't get Westberg. Well, unfortunately, he did not get Westberg. 408 feet home run all the way to center. All right, Toby Mayo flies out. That'll be it for Mick. I'm going to bring in Festa to face Gunnar Henderson. I mean, it was an okay start until the end. Soft grounder to second. Fermin gets Gunnar. All right, down by 3, I should say. Wallner's aboard for Buxton, who hits it into left. Gone. 2-run shot for the center fielder. His 10th home run on the season. Very good, sir. Here's Royce Lewis. Lines out to center. Very depressing. Let's all just choose to ignore that happening. All right. Let's see if Festa can get us the 6th. Oh, 2-run shot from Tyler O'Neill. The lead is back to 3. Not good from Festa. Bruce Adar, clean inning. I'm going to pinch hit for Jose Fermin here. We're going to go Gabriel Gonzalez. See if he can get us going in the 7th. Let's party. And they hit him. Fair play. And they hit him. There we go. Jenkins gets it through. That moves Gabriel over. 2 on, no outs. Luke Keeschel hits it into center. That's going to be caught. Not deep enough to move anyone either. Joey Wentz. If we can't hit Joey Wentz, then, what's the point? Tigers legend, it must be said. Oh, boy, Joey Wentz. There we go. Buxton into left, but it's caught by O'Neill. Thought that was getting down in the gap. I was wrong. All right, we're going to have Owen Miller come in and take second base. And then let's get Tapa warming up. See if Brusdar can get me a couple outs, then Tapa can finish us off. Alternatively, Jackson Holliday can have himself a leadoff single. And then Yanquiel Fernandez. Oh, Buxton. That's a fielding error. Jeez. All right. All right. Brusdar clearly did not have it. Tapa, good luck, buddy. Hey, no one else scored. Good job. All right. Royce Lewis is on second. Meidroth walked. Owen Miller, 2 on, 2 out. Hits it into center. That's down. Very good, sir. That'll score 1. Lineup flips. Walker Jenkins, 2 hits already today. Hits it deep to center. Caught at the track. Nothing doing. Let's see if Tapa can just get me the 9th. Justin, I don't want to burn another bullpen arm. And Kobe flies out. Westberg does not run. Fair enough. Gunnar Henderson flies out to right. All right. All right. Bama 9th. 3 runs are needed. We get 2 off of a Byron Buxton home run. He's got 2 today. Royce Lewis with a chance to tie it up. Hits it deep into right field. Caught at the wall. Curse you, Yanquiel. All right, we're going to pinch hit for Trey here. We're going to give the bat rather, to Miguel Amaya. Swing and a miss. Well, we made it close, but not a great day for the pitching staff. Mick Abel gave up that home run. Festa got popped. Brusdar got popped. Outside of our 1 through 4 hitters, no one in the lineup really showered themselves in glory today. But that's all right. We move on. Hey, Adley Rushman has signed his contract extension. So we signed him to a 2-year, $46.5 million extension, which I think might be a little on the pricey side, but he's been really good this year. He's already surpassed his WAR from last season. He's hitting a lot more home runs, a lot more doubles. His percentiles are great compared to 2026. They were a little lower. Some of them are even higher this year. I think keeping him a catcher, really good. And he's thrown out 31% of runners, which is insane. So glad to keep him here. Various scouting reports. Wyland Moss. I mean, yeah. Like, if he hits his potential, he could be worth a first-round pick. I think if he hits his potential, because he's going to have 2 elite pitches. His slider is going to have a 70 potential. The control and the movement are key. But I think he could be worth the number 1 overall pick if he just keeps developing well. Javi Ramirez, obviously, who signed already, is a lot worse than we thought. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's fine. He was an eighth round pick. The control is bad, movement is iffy. So I fear he is destined for the relief role. That's a little disappointing, but so be it. Paul Wing, who was our sixth round pick. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's good. He's going to be good. He lost a little bit of stuff potential, but he got more movement potential. I'll take that trade off. Yeah. He looks good. He looks like he'll be very good. Do I want to put him in A ball? I think I do. Let's do it. Yeah, I think Paul Wing will be really good. I think in the sixth round, that could be a steal. Absolute steal. All right. We're going to sim game 2 of the Orioles series with Joe Ryan on the mound. Oh! Good news. We won 13-1. Bad news. Our third baseman is out 6 to 7 weeks. Good Lord. So Outman had a home run. Very good. Happy for him. Yep. And Royce Lewis got hurt. Sucks. Joe Ryan was gay. Cantanero gave up a walk and somehow an earned run. 4Ks, Cole Sands did good. Look at Joe Ryan, folks. Look at his recent outings page. He got popped by the Tigers June 7th. Since then, great start against the Nationals, the Rays. Didn't go that long against the Royals, unfortunately, but 6 shutout against the Guardians, the Orioles, 6 one earned run against the White Sox in between. Like, his ERA is now a sub 3. He's looking really good, and he's not even into his contract extension yet. Yeah. If we had waited till this year to extend him, oh, he would cost so much more money. All right, but Royce Lewis is hurt. So that sucks. For anyone curious, this is his second injury this season, 4th total of the save. But both of his injuries last year were 2-3 day injuries. This year, 4 weeks, and now this is 6 to 7. So that's grim. All right. Well, now we need a third baseman, which is kind of a problem, but only kind of. Pena, I've seen enough. Go to AAA and do good work. So we don't have a great third base replacement. We could honestly call up Eric Wagaman, put him at third, and accept the fact he's not going to do great, but maybe we get something out of the bat. Because I'm not all that interested in seeing Livan Soto again as our starting third baseman. Like, I don't know. And I don't think Owen Miller is the particular answer there either. Though to be fair, I mean if I compare him to Wagaman, like Wagaman gets me 20 better gap power, a little bit better eye against lefties, but Miller's I think I'd rather just stick with Miller. We could peruse. Does Alan Roden have infield ability? Like, do I just train that into him? Oh, what do I want to do here? I think the easiest answer is we move Owen Miller to third and find someone for second. Part of me, though, wants to see if we can get one of our AAA outfielders to just rock. And you know what, Alan Roden? Welcome. He was taken in the Rule 5 draft by the Padres. They brought him in as a sub in one game. He went 0 for 2 with an RBI, and they cut him. So here is my plan. I don't have a really great plan right now. I think I might just go insane and just throw Alan Roden to the Wolves at third base. His overall potential is about to plummet. Let's all ignore this. We're going to throw Alan Roden to the Wolves at third base. I accept this is probably a terrible idea, but we have to do something. All right. So lineup wise, now that Royce is done, I think Rutschman moves up to the 5 spot. Meidroth moves to 7. So it goes Rutschman 5, Morgan 6, Meidroth 7, Roden 8, Miller 9. I'm happy with that. Against lefties, same idea, except this time Meidroth hits 6. How's Outman done against lefties this year? He's done really well. And his ratings wouldn't suggest that, but he has done well. Yeah, I'm fine with that order. All right, so we're getting a bit crazy. We're putting an outfielder at third base. Inevitably, when he has a game ending error, we can look back on this as the linchpin moment. Pat White is signed. We're going to get a scouting report on him. I mean, I like him. He's not a shortstop. So I think for now, we're going to put him at third base and see what happens. But I mean, we know the gap power is real. He's going to have above average power. The eye kind of scares me, but we'll find out, won't we? Tom Eden, fresh scouting report. I mean, yeah, it's not great. His eye potential dropped, so does his con potential, and his overall potential dropped to a 40. I'm making him a DH just to save the AI from itself, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's really gonna get us anything special. All right, so offer wise, we're still waiting on picks 1, 2, and 3 to sign. All right, let us play game 3 of the Orioles series, the rubber match. Erick Fedde versus Pablo Lopez, and I am putting a left fielder at third base, and none of you can stop me. I feel like you should probably try, though. Like, please, somebody try. All right, we're going to give Adley Rutschman the day off. Rock and roll. Pablo Lopez on the mound. Clean inning from him. Clean for us also. Nothing's happening in this game. Why did I speak? 2 on, 2 out. Gunnar Henderson at the dish. Hits it into right. Wallner can't get there. His lack of range does hurt us on occasion. All right. 2 up. And Pete Alonso is walked. Pablo Lopez is already at 55 pitches through 3 innings. I hear that's back. All right, Owen Miller, what do you got for me? Swings on the 3-1 and gets a nice line drive single. I mean, again, this might just turn out to me playing Owen Miller at third and living with it, but we'll see. There we go. Luke Keeschel, 2-run shot to left center. My mistake, Walker Jenkins. Sorry. Sorry, Walker. Tie ball game. Round out there. Come on, Wallner. Solo shot. Give us the lead. Instead, he hits into the shift, but an error from Gunnar Henderson. He's up to 13 now on the year. And Buxton walks, the error proving detrimental. Trey Morgan hits it into center. That is down. Let's go. The lead is ours. Trey Morgan, he's starting to get there. Offensively. It's not anything great, but we're trying here. Alan Roden gets it down in center. That'll be a nice little RBI single for the rookie. Well done, sir. We'll get you a third base rating yet. And Miguel Amaya lines out. That's a lot of unearned runs there for Erick Fedde. Part of me feels bad. Not a big part, though. But just, a small part of me. But yeah, I mean, part of the reason I want to play Alan Roden at third is because I have way too many outfielders. And like at some point, him, Gabriel Gonzalez, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Henry Mendez in AAA, like they just need to play somehow, some way. And this is how we're deciding to do it. As Mydroth gets a line drive single, let's party. Come on, Walker. Struck out looking on a marginal call, says the play-by-play. All right, wild pitch moves him over. Yeah. Ground out to second for Luke. We go to the fifth. Pablo is at 69 pitches, which is not nice in this scenario. He allows a leadoff double to Nate George. Struck out Westberg. That's massive. Struck out Kobe Mayo. I'm going to get Mason Montgomery warming up. Gunnar Henderson, the last batter Pablo faces, and he walked him. All right. That'll be it for Pablo Lopez. I'm bringing on a lefty to face Pete Alonso. And he walks him on 4 pitches. Sure. Yankee Fernandez hits it back up the middle, ground out. Very good. Yankeelo in this game is pretty good. I had him with the Rockies when I did my rebuild last year. He's pretty good. He was not this good defensively, which is kind of interesting. All right, Matt Wallner, leadoff double. Buxton hits it deep to left and gone. He is white hot. 395 feet, folks. He has had 3 home runs in the past 3 games and 10 RBIs. That'll play. Swing and a miss from Trey. Swing and a miss from Alan Roden. And swing and a look from Miguel Amaya. Down we go. And Mason gives up a solo homer to Tyler O'Neill, and he's fatigued. Love it. Let's see if he can get Westberg. He can indeed. All right. Not the best Mason Montgomery outing we've ever seen. I'm actually going to go Festa for the 7th, Keckering for the 8th, Watanabe for the 9th. Because this way I only need Festa for 1 inning. Oh boy. Pete Alonso's up and he strikes out. That's huge. Yankel Fernandez strikes out. We're 1 out away from getting out of the jam. Jackson Holiday struck out looking lovely. Lovely work there from Festa. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Matt Wallner grounds out, but he moves Keishel third. Can Byron Buxton have another They intentionally walked him. Have you no shame? Just for that? Sorry, Trey. Rushman's coming in. He's pinch hitting. No, and he's struck out. Hadley, the one time I need you to hit a home run on principle, that's what you do to me. And Rodin grounds out to end the inning. I'm going to make a couple subs really quick. Owen Miller is going to go to third. Jose Fermin is going to come in for Rodin and take second base. Keckering going to come in defensively. Or not defensively, he's going to come to pitch, I should say. And he allows a solo shot to Baseo. Fair. Firm but fair. Nothing for us at the bottom of the order. So now we go to the 9th. Watanabe needs 3 outs. And he gets them. Nice. And he struck out the side. Brilliant from Watanabe. Not Pablo Lopez's best start, must be said. But we get the win 6-4. Walker Jenkins, Buxton get the homers. Very happy with that. And we get the series win over the Orioles. A player from Aruba. That's fun. All right. Ryan Malloy has signed. So our 3rd round pick is here. Do I? Oh, first we're going to pull him back from Draft League. How does he look in the Midwest League? Really good. Yeah, I think we're going to start him in the Midwest League and then go from there. I think plan A is we play him at 3rd, see how he does. I really don't want to put him at 1st because that's a waste of an arm. And I know his range is bad. I am aware. Where are we at on the list? 9 players? Okay. And they're all my guys, too. All right, so we're still waiting on Moss and Nazir White. But before that, we got a series with the Angels, and it has been postponed to a doubleheader. Okay. Fair enough. All right, Chris D'Amelio. D'Amelio? Let's go with Melio. Well, he is worse in every foreseeable way. Oh, no. Yeah, he dropped potential from a 50 to a 40. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, let's be frank. The AI took him in the 18th round. So clearly the other teams had better scouting on him than we did. But, oh well. I think he'll still develop into a pretty good player. He just won't have any power or gap power to speak of. And defensively, he's not great. So, okay. Double header. We're going to play both games. Cade Horton on the mound, Taj Bradley for us. We're going to give Rodin the day off. Owen Miller to 3rd. Jose Fermin to 2nd. And then I'm going to give because I don't want a lot of guys to play both games. I think we're going to give Buxton the day off in game one. James Outman to center field. Everything else I'm okay with. All right, let's rock. Taj Bradley, Cade Horton, anything could happen, including a Luke Keeschel RBI double. Very nice. Very good, lads. All right, Wallner, bring him home. Fly ball to shallow center. No attempt made on Jose Siri. Outman swing and a miss. On the catcher's block, too. And Rushman swing and a miss. We got one. Should have got more. Story of our life. All right, Mydroth, Miller are aboard. Jose Fermin grounds out to the pitcher. At what point do I just swap him and Soto? At what point? As Walker Jenkins flies out to center. Should I just have never traded Brooks Lee? It is kind of funny that the instant I trade Brooks Lee, Kalen Culpepper gets hurt, and now Royce Lewis is hurt. There is a bit of karmic humor to that one. All right, Wallner and Rushman are aboard. Come on, Trey. Hits it into right. That's down. Very good for the DH. They rule that a single because of the throw, and Rushman just didn't want to run. Fair. Mydroth grounds out to end the inning. Uh-oh. 2 on. Brandon Lau. Hits it to left. Is he going to test? No. Luis Garcia holds up. Logan O'Hoppe, though, gets it down. Angels are on the board. Taj Bradley is at 63 pitches. And now he's at like 70 after he walks Nolan Shanuel. All right. Grisham pops up to end that. Jose Fermin's on second. Come on, Walker. Hits it up to center. That's not deep enough. Luke Keeschel flies out to left. Our bats are definitely colder today. Oh, and an RBI double for Luis Garcia. All right, he gets Trout. I'd like it if Taj Bradley could get me 6 innings because my bullpen is a little not great in terms of fatigue, and it's only game 1 of a doubleheader. So I'd like to see more as Outman pops it up. Yeah, James Outman batting 4th was not the smartest thing I've ever done. But it's fine. Rushman walks. And Trey grounds out. I don't love that. I'm also very surprised they didn't go for second to get Rushman. Yeah, they didn't need to. All right, to the 6th. Come on, Taj. Give me some outs. Brandon Lowe. Is it Lowe or Lau? I feel like I should know this. I'm going with Lowe. And if I'm wrong, so be it. Logan O'Hoppe. Swing and a miss. All right. Let's get Cole Sands warming up. Nolan Shanuel will be the last batter. Taj faces. Good thing, too, is he gets a nice line drive single. All right. That's it for Taj. Pretty good outing. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Let's see if Cole can get Grisham. Grounder to third. Very nice from Owen Miller. All right. Walker Jenkins and Luke Keeschel are aboard. Matt Wallner. Wild pitch. moves him over. Alex Manoah in the game out of relief. And he struck Wallner out. Yikes. Clean inning there. Come on, James. Justify your lineup position. Nope. Popped up. Yeah. I don't know what to do with James Outman. I really don't. Well, I mean, let's be frank. We're not bringing him back in arbitration. But in the meantime, I don't really know what to do with him. There we go. They brought in a lefty. Oh, I thought it was going to get down. All right. Ideally, Cole can get me the eighth. If he can't, we're going to get Bruce Starr warming up. Wait, that's a terrible idea. Justin Topa will warm up. Clean inning from Cole. All right. Watanabe will warm up in case we get a run in the eighth. Here's my draw. They walk him. Owen Miller hits it right at the second baseman for the easiest double play in the history of mankind. And Fermin flies out to center. All right. We're going to go Justin Topa. However, I'm going to keep Watanabe ready in case Topa runs into an issue. And he immediately allows a leadoff single. Nice. Vaughn Grisham hits it to third. They get him. Nolan makes it to second. And Hal Martinez hits it to second. They get the out there. I'm going to sit Watanabe down. Either Justin gets this or he doesn't. Wade Meckler gets it into center. The answer is he did not. 3-2 Angels. And he strikes out Taylor Walls to end the inning. All right, we're down with our 1, 2, 3 hitters coming up. Ben Joyce in for the save. Gets Jenkins. What's Ben Joyce's velo in game? 100 plus. Fair play. Keishel swings on the 3-1 and gets a board off of the error. All right, Matt Wallner, come on, buddy. Bang! Hits it right at the second baseman. Another error. It's all coming apart. They rule it an infield single. We're pinch hitting here, obviously. Byron Buxton is going to get the bat. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Buxton swings into left. It's down. Run, Forrest. Keishel stays at third off the throw. Really? You didn't make that? He has a 45 arm. Whatever. Here's Rushman. Full count. Hits it deep to left. Caught by Meckler. The throw home. Not in time. That, folks, is a tie ball game. Trey Morgan with the chance to walk us off in game one. Walked him. Bases are loaded. Chase Meidroth hits it to short, throw to first, gets him. All right. We tied up after some very helpful defensive lapses. Buxton is going to take center. Obviously, Watanabe is going to come in. We're just going to sim the inning. Whatever happens, happens. All right, they got the ghost runner. Let's see if we can get 2 home here. Swing and a miss from Owen Miller. Jose Fermin gets it down in left. Very good. Home goes Meidroth. Tie ball game. Let's see if Walker can get a walk-off 2-run shot to the moon. Hits it deep to center. That's down at the track. Run, Jose. He didn't make it home. All right. The winning run on third. Luke Keeschel hits it to third. They go home. Oh, no. Oh, no, the error. How many errors did the Angels have in that game? Only two, it felt like more. Oh, brother. That's grim. That's so unfortunate. The only reason we won that game is they had an error in the ninth, an error in the 10th. It should have been two errors in the ninth, but whatevs. Jose Fermin had two hits. That's good for him. Walker Jenkins had three, but clearly when we play enough backups in the lineup, it just all falls apart. Who knew? All right, game two of the doubleheader. Let's just roll right into it. So Matt Wallner. Do I want him? I mean, the All-Star break is coming up, but I don't think I want a lot of guys to play in both. So Trey Morgan is going to go to first. Oh, that's second. We're going to have Gonzalez take right field. He's going to bat third. Buxton can stay in. Actually, no. Let's do this. Gabriel Gonzalez can DH. We'll have Matt Wallner in right. And then I'll give. Do I really want to see Jose Fermin at short? I really don't. Yeah, I think that'll be it. And then Alan Roden can take third base duties. All right, Zebby Matthews for us. Lucas Giolito for the Angels in game two of the doubleheader. All right, Roden and Mydroth are aboard. Miguel Amaya hits it to short for second for one, first for two. Oh, Miguel Amaya. Like one of the other determining factors for if we call up Eduardo Tait this year is if Miguel Amaya starts struggling. If he does, then bit worried. Yeah. So I saw a number and I was like, is that correct? It was. Hit it to short, just go to first. Yeah, we'll let him have the run. All right, bottom of the third, nothing doing. Oh boy, they're getting to Zebby quite a bit today, but he gets the K. Massive. All right, Matt, come on. Yeah. Not much there from him. Unfortunately, on occasion, the 3-4 back to back of Wallner and Buxton does, on occasion, lead to just two of the easiest outs you've ever seen, or two Ks back to back, which is also never fun. All right, Trey goes down. Come on, Zebby, give me the fifth. Good man. He's at 92. Yeah, Zebby's done. We're going to go David Festa for the sixth. But first, Alan Roden. Hits it into right. That's going to be caught. Chase walks. What's his walk percentage? 98 percentile. That'll do. That'll do nicely. And Miguel Amaya grounds out. For a second, I thought that was going to be another double play, and I was going to cry. Owen Miller, the chopper. He might get a board, and he does. They can't field the chopper. Insane camera pan aside. Walker grounds out to third. 10th inning. All right, that's it for Zebby. He did good. I mean, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 9 Ks. But he only got me 5 innings. Clean 6 from Festa. That's all I want, maybe, from him. I might have him come back out. Oh, Gonzalez. Foul. Dang. I thought Gabriel just sent a ball into space. The chopper, he beats out the throw because there was nothing to beat out there. But we'll take what we can get. And Wallner strikes out. I shouldn't have had him playing back-to-back games. Easy to say in hindsight, of course. See, there's my back-to-back Ks. Ouch, even Trey Morgan struck out. Fair enough. All right, David, can you get me the 7th? Oh, that's what I get. That's what I get. And they're running on Amaya like crazy. Which is weird because Amaya has a better arm than Rushman, like technically speaking. But he's just barely thrown anyone out this season. All right, we're going to go Bruce Dart to face Taylor Walls. We're going to go for the strikeout. Hits it to second. The throw to first in time. And for some unknown reason, Nolan Shanuel did not try to go home there. Answer, because he knew that he would score on the wild pitch. It's unfortunately as simple as that. Flores strikes out, but the Angels are up 2-0. Come on, Roden. Jonathan Diaz. Oh, boy. Alan Roden. Deep to left. Down at the track, folks. He's doing work. He is doing work. Can Trey Morgan play third? Not really. All right, they walk Mydroth again. I'm going to pinch hit here. Sorry, Miguel. Rushman's going to get the bat. There we go. Line drive into right off the wall. Very good, very good, very good. That's an RBI double for the man. All right, we're on the board. Let's see if Owen Miller can bring him home. Jose Fermin pitching again. Miller pops up. Didn't he pitch in game 1? Yes, they're pitching him on back-to-back games that happened on. They're pitching him in both doubleheader games. That's insane. Jenkins hits it to second. They go home. He's safe on the animation, but they call him out on the play. Gonzalez gets it down and right. I am not going to run on Jose Siri. You must be joking. Come on, Matt. Hits it deep to right field. Gone. 3-run home run. The AI pitched poor Jose Fermin in both games of a doubleheader, and it has cost them the game. That is actually silly. All right, Rushman is going to catch. Let's see if Bruce Dart can give me some outs here. Good, man. All right, we'll get Keckering warming up. No insurance runs for me. All right, Orion for the save. Nolan is aboard. Angel Martinez. Grounds out. Perfect. Wade Meckler gets the line drive past Roden. So that will score 1, but that's still okay because we can trade an out for a run. But now a home run ties the game. Taylor Walls hits it to third. Now, I should have subbed out. That was stupid. That was That's on me. I forgot to flip them defensively. That's on me. I forgot to pull Rodon in the ninth. All right, he gets Flores, but that's annoying. Well, I should have pulled Rodon. I did not. That part's on me, but we get the win. We sweep the doubleheader 5-3. Very nice. Happy with that performance. Very good, very good, very good. All right, and everyone has signed. Wylan Moss, our number 1 overall pick, has signed his contract. I think, listen, it's not the most flashy thing in the world, but if all 3 of these pitches hit their potential, like he could be really good. And then we're gonna have him start in Hyatt. Keep forgetting it's the Midwest and not Northwest. Yeah, he'll do fine. I think we're gonna have him start in High A, see what he can do. That's my plan. Nazir White, who was our 2nd overall pick. We definitely need a fresh scouting report on him. And then we're going to pull him back from his draft league loan. And then he is also going to start in High A at Cedar Rapids, where he will do insanely well. And then we'll move him on up. All right, All-Star final results. Here's the roster. American League, Minnesota, Luke Keeschel at first base. And that is your list. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. David Festa. David Festa made the All-Star team. Good for you, David. Good for you. It's 2.65 ERA. He's been generally pretty good this season. Got popped a bit in July, but overall he's been great. That's nice. See him get that. Very good. All right, we're just going to sim game 3 of this Angel series with Mick Abel on the mound. We win it 2-1. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, not great offensively. Only 5 hits, 2 walks. But Mick Abel pitches 5 shutout innings. Gratterall does well. Keckering gives up a run. His ERA, his ERA's exploded in July. Like he's at a 7.36 ERA. Yeah, and it's still a sub-3, which is crazy. I don't know if we had anyone in the prospect game. Oh, we had Estrella. He was in the prospect game. He went 0 for 3 with a K. Fair. Firm but fair. He's still my boy. He can barely play defense, but he's my boy. Ouch. Poor Christian Little got eviscerated. All right. Righty. Let's just go through the All-Star festivities. Home run challenge goes to Vladdy. All-Star game. National League wins 7-3. Good God. Luke Keeschel, it looks like, came in to pinch hit and took a walk. Fair enough. Look at Colt Keith making the All-Star team. Love that. Oh, he's great. Love it. Love it. David Festa. Oh, Festa only got 1 out. He gave up a hit, 2 runs, a walk. Ouch. All right, fresh scouting report on Gabe Raff. Yeah, he sucks. I mean, he's what do you want for me? What do you want from me? He could max have a 80 changeup, 60 fastball, but controls terrible, movement's terrible. Like, no, please. Holifield? Ooh. I mean, no. He has one good pitch. He has one good pitch. He has to be a reliever. He can't be a starter with one good pitch. I don't care that his stamina's great. Yeah, it's not great. All right, let's sim through the off days. All right, Ruben Morin, fresh scouting report. Ow. Yeah, he lost 5 moon potential, 5 control potential, and 10 overall potential. I mean, like, if all 3 of these pitches hit, he's got 3 above average pitches. The control, though, is shaky. Movement looks like it's going to be okay. I don't know. He could maybe turn into something interesting. I think I'll keep him on the draft short list. We'll see. All right, let me reset fatigue on everyone so that there's no weird like all-star break kind of shenanigans. That will also give me an opportunity to redo my rotation list. All right, so quick check-in before we stop the stream here. So Framber Valdez and Kalen Culpepper are both a week out. And we're going to have a decision to make because Mick Abel, in the starts he's had, he got roughed up a bit against the Padres, 6 shutout against the Royals, got popped against the Guardians, injured, and then popped a bit. I don't know. I don't know if there's much point in moving him to AAA, but like, what else am I going to do? Because the other part of this is Pablo Lopez is gone after this year. Like, I don't think there's a real point in extending him because we have some younger guys that need to play. I'm not saying Pablo Lopez is a bad pitcher at all. He's really, really good, but like we have Framber Valdez who we're paying a lot. Joe Ryan's about to make $17.5 million. Like our payroll is getting pretty tight. So, and then when Culpepper gets back, Jose Fermin's going to get sent down to AAA. That one's easy. Royce Lewis and Connor Prelip, it looks like will be back in early September. Prelip is getting a rehab assignment in the minors. Like he's not pitching in the majors this year at all. Royce Lewis obviously will come back and be our third baseman. Ryan Burr, he's out for the whole season. This has been known, which is a shame. I don't think we're going to bring Ryan Burr back in arbitration either, which sucks. But we'll see. I'll definitely need a good scouting report on him. But yeah, I mean, overall, that was great results in terms of games. 2 out of 3 from the Orioles, swept the Angels, bringing us to 56-40, 2.5 up on the Guardians, 3.5 up on the Detroit Tigers. And we're like 10 up on the wild card team. So I think right now we're going to shoot for playoffs. I don't really know if we'll be the only way we'll be buyers at the trade deadline is if I want to upgrade our infield. Whether that's second, third, short, what have you. That's really the only reason I do that. I think Chase Mydroth is going to start. Kalen Culpepper is going to start. The question just is, where? I think Owen Miller just hasn't been great. He's at a pretty... No, he hasn't. I looked at spring training. I was like, oh, but yeah. Yeah, I think Owen Miller, like, I don't know how much value he has as a backup. He's not a great defensive second baseman. His range at third was a 1.2. Like, I don't know. And then Alan Roden, I mean, you know, let's be frank, he's not a third baseman. His range is .36. So he's just here for his bat for a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. But I think Kalen Culpepper and Chase Meidroth are our middle infielders. I think third base is the question. And I think it might be worth it to trade for a starting third baseman for a month until Royce Lewis gets back. That might be the calculus. I have no interest in putting Jose Fermin at third base. Like, not that he can't do it. He did it in AAA and was fine. Range was a little low, but it gets kind of to a point. So, but yeah, that is where I will end this episode. We will pick up next time right here with a series against the New York Yankees, then the Athletics and Mariners, and then we have the trade deadline. I think we're definitely going to be buyers. I think specifically we're looking at a short-term upgrade over third base, and maybe some help in the middle infield if it comes to that. So definitely going to be interesting to see what transpires. I think I'm really happy with how we're doing so far. We're still a top 5 offense in almost every category with those injuries and offensive struggles. Pitching's doing really well. So I think the goal is, make the playoffs. If we can get a bye, great. Right now, we have the best record in the American League. We have the second best record in all of the major leagues. Also, good Lord, the NL Central. It's a bloodbath over there. So I'm liking where we're at. I think we just got to finish strong. We'll do okay. So thank you all for watching. I know it's been a little bit since we've had consistent streams. Blame work for that. And then, so after this, we'll be back with next episode where we'll go through the trade deadline, probably make like one move, maybe two to ship off someone in AAA for an upgrade. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. We seem bound for the playoffs. Can we go as far as last season where we made the World Series? Who knows? Find out next time.